Hello, and welcome to another episode of our Speakeasy podcast. That is
Ken.
and you know me as John, a.k.a.
Johnny
John.
Aces.
John. No, just John.
Oh, just John.
What's going on?
Not much, man. Yesterday we had a big party celebration for my kiddo. He's getting older.
It's getting old. The kids are getting old.
Yeah. So John was there, and
It was a good time.
we had a lot of people there and everything. My brother was joking around. He's like, "What? Does your son have any friends here?"
Yeah. He's like all us.
Yeah, it was all of us, but we're still not there yet with the whole classmates party.
Yeah,
You know what makes it tough too, which a lot of people don't realize. Like my son is still entering new classes every year with different kids.
Right.
I think he only knew 2 kids in his class this year, and because of the month. He's only been in school for a week.
Yeah.
He hasn't got to know anyone yet, so it actually makes it a little bit more difficult. When he gets a little older, I'm sure he'll have a solid 5 friends or something where he can say, I want to have a small party here or there or whatever, or go to this place and we'll just do something. But for now, just considering that he is the month he was born, and all that stuff, and being in a new class with a bunch of kids he just met, it's a little bit more difficult.
It is. Been there, done that.
Yeah.
My girls, their friends change, year after year.
Yeah.
Now they're in high school, and their birthday's coming up in a couple weeks, and I'm like, well, what do you want to do for your birthday? And I'm kind of like, well, now you're a little old. Like, do you really want to keep doing things for your birthday?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we just want a few of our friends just come over. Maybe we'll get some pizza and hang out in our bedroom, and maybe they could sleep over.
Yeah, I
And
don't
I'm
know.
like,
I don't,
all right.
I have 14,
Maybe.
13, 14. I don't want to get into what I was doing at 13, 14.
Yeah, well, no.
It wasn't having birthday parties with my friends.
No. And you know what? Part of me is like, good, keep the innocence. Keep
the innocence. Yeah. You know what? You want a party, sweetheart? You're going to have a party. You can have your friends come by. It's okay.
That's all you just want is pizza? No, you don't want Daddy to go get some Bud Light? No? Yeah. All right.
So how did they enjoy their first days of high school?
So far, so good, man. It's weird them walking around the hallways that I walked around in high school,
Yeah.
I guess it's different because it's so long ago. There's no teachers left there. The teachers actually ask them, like, are you related to this person? But it's like my cousin, my sister. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Nobody knows me.
Yeah.
But they liked it. They liked it, yeah.
Cool. I know my niece was a little nervous about going because she's in the same grade and everything, and
I think it was more nervous to see who's going to be in their classes to start off. That they want to make sure they know people in their classes.
Yeah.
Because they've been going to middle school now, so they know all these kids since a few years.
Yeah,
it's the first time they're all combined.
Yeah. This is true.
So I think they just wanted to make sure they had their friends in the same classes as them.
Yeah.
And my one daughter does have nobody that she really likes or talks to in her classes. That's her physics honors class. And I was like, you know what? Good. This way you can't be distracted and talk to anybody. You can study and get those grades.
Well, yeah, and you meet new friends, and you get to know other people and everything. And we grew up in a small town, and they're in the same small town where they can kind of you just know everyone. You start to know everyone in your class.
She's a little on the introverted side, though.
Yeah.
She don't like making new friends. And,
Yeah.
She's very shy and.
Yeah.
But, whatever.
Well, they'll come out of their shell,
But I'm looking at that, and what is that? Velvet?
This is velvet. It's like George Costanza. I want to be draped in velvet. This is Hancock's Reserve.
Oh.
Hancock's Reserve. And this is not like a. I'll be honest. I don't remember what I paid for it, but it's not like one of the pricier ones.
Okay.
But this one, I've never seen it in New Jersey. I got it online. Someone had sold them as a pair, so I was able, but it was like some pretty good deal. I get. And this is a store picked by Liquor Barn, which I don't know if we have Liquor Barns out here at all. I don't think we have them. But it was pretty cool. It came with a nice little velvet sock. If that's pronounced velvet. Yeah. And it's it's Sazerac Barrel Select. So
it's a Buffalo Trace product?
Yeah, Buffalo Trace, yeah. Yep. So this is one that Buffalo Trace product you haven't had. I'm very limited on this. In a trade one time, some guy gave me a couple samples, and this was one of them. So I have tried it as a sample. So
cool.
John loves when I have a fresh crack.
Yeah, I love your fresh crack.
He loves my fresh crack. So, John, you're gonna thieve it today. Getting the whiskey thief with this. Sorry, is this too much, dude?
That'll work.
All right. I don't want to have too much. We had a rough day yesterday. So.
Yeah, it wasn't a little backstory. You know, he's gonna take a couple days off of drinking, and then Ken's like, "Yeah, you want to come over today?" I was here last night, and I was like,
I know.
Not really.
I felt bad.
And
I
then
did.
I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, it'd probably work out because then I could just relax after work tomorrow and watch the Jets and not have to go back and
you don't
forth.
have to worry about. Yeah, exactly.
My wife was going out to the store with the kids, and I was like, you know what? Perfect timing.
I did feel bad. She scolded me, by the way, for not me necessarily, kind of both of us, because John didn't eat the one time or something.
Yeah.
And the first thing I said to John, towards the end of the conversation, I was like, I'm picking up sandwiches, so just to make sure that
that's what
both
she
eat.
gets nervous about, you know. Yeah. Just we do a couple episodes and we don't eat in between.
Yeah, which sometimes we get so caught up in it, and we're like, all right, let's get this next one done, or an episode goes a little longer because we're doing what we're doing right now, and just
blah 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 blah
blah blah blah. Yeah, so it happens, but that's that's what makes it real. That's what makes it a podcast. Makes it fun.
Yeah.
So let's get this one on the nose. What do we got?
Ooh.
I'm getting like green apple, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it brought me back a little bit. I was like, that's apple-y.
Yeah.
It's like fruit stand.
Green apple, caramel.
Sweet. Apple pie.
Yeah. Like a tart apple pie, though. Yeah. You can some of the, like that's why I say the green apple, because green apple's a little like a Granny Smith or something. It's a little more tart.
Interesting. It's so funny you said that.
Yeah.
I got that like right away. That's why I went, oh.
He's full of it.
No.
Maybe a little apple cinnamon, too, though. That was the last.
Apple pie, man. I'm
I guess
apple pie.
I guess that would make sense, because, cinnamon and apple pie.
Let's
All
try
right.
it.
Cheers, dude.
Let's see if it tastes like it smells.
Mm-hmm.
If so, we're in for a treat. No, it does.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm getting apple pie. I
did it in the mouth, and then on the back end, I was like, oh, wait.
Because now I'm starting to feel it now. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's very smooth. I taste that. I taste tart Granny Smith apple.
Yeah.
Little cinnamon.
A little.
I can taste that like cracker or crumb pie crust.
And I kind of get a little bit of that caramelly taste too, I think,
That's very good.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah. I can't remember what the retail is on that. Sorry, guys, but...
Yeah, mixed with a little water, too.
Yeah.
It brings that out.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that.
Maybe a little graham cracker. I don't know.
It tastes like the cracker crust on the bottom of the pie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would like to look it up and see how like close we are.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's like, well, you know what? We have sophisticated palates, and
do we?
And just because someone else says it has certain notes or whatever, it doesn't mean that we can't get something different on it.
Sure.
And every batch, every bottle can be a little bit. There's always slight variations. That's what makes 100%. Store picks so much fun. A lot of times,
100%. And then like we got the fresh neck pour, and
yeah, it's not bad.
I like it.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. And other news, topics, etc. Anything. What's the date?
Well, it's September 11th coming up.
Yeah, today's the 10th,
11th.
or airing the 10th.
So it's gonna be what, 23 years?
Yeah.
Wow. Still seems like yesterday.
Yeah, I remember. I remember. Do you
remember?
I remember. I remember the time
when we fell in love.
But yeah, it was. I still remember the morning of it. Everything. That's something that just stays with you for life.
It's funny because the morning of it actually felt like this morning.
Yeah.
Not a lot of clouds in the sky. It was beautiful blue. It wasn't a hot day. It was like a nice, beautiful September day.
Yeah.
And wow, man, 23 years.
Yeah. And it's crazy how things get imprinted in your mind that are such Like, ask anyone who's lived during the Kennedy era can tell you where they were when they heard about the Kennedy assassination. They could tell you exactly where they were and everything.
Yeah.
And that goes with not just things like 9/11. It goes with things like I know where I was when like Michael Jackson died. You know, I know where I was when Prince died. I just things that you're just like or when Kobe Bryant died.
Yes, that I always remember. Yeah.
There's some things that
Yep.
when it impacts you in a way where this was a big figure, this was a big person, or something crazy that happened.
Yeah.
That you're like, I'm not going to forget this. The earthquake recently. I remember where I was and everything, and just shocking things in your life, and you're just like, wow, yeah, dude.
Things that are branded on your mind forever.
Yeah.
I mean that morning was so chaotic. I feel like that it happened. Everything happened so fast, but it didn't. You know, there was time in between, but it didn't. It felt craziness, and I think when that first plane hit, everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people just took it a little lightly. You know.
Well, we didn't know.
Yeah, I thought it was like a Cessna.
Yeah,
maybe somebody had a heart attack while they were driving, and they just didn't see it right. And
originally. Yeah, people thought
I was
it
listening
was
on
just
the radio. I didn't see any news feeds.
Yeah,
I was at work.
We just heard, a plane crash. Like you think, shit, someone messed up on the coordinates here or something. How does that happen?
Yeah.
And then when we realized that no, this was a terrorist situation, because one plane fine, 2 planes, no, there's something fishy here.
Yeah. And the fact that they were commercial airliners, it's like nobody. When the first one hit. Listening to the radio, they just kept saying a plane hit. And like you said, I thought it was a Cessna, a little, 2-seater plane.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a gigantic commercial airline that was filled with people.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy, but I want to say something interesting. I want to hear your opinion on this regarding this. The whole airline industry changed after that.
It did.
What we do, how they scan us, taking our shoes off, all that stuff, but now you can do like pre-check and all that stuff and all that. I don't know. Maybe I don't know the whole thing with that, and if that is something that happened post 9/11. I'm assuming it is. Do you think it's right for an airline to basically make money off this now by doing a pre-check or things of that sort because of the situation and making it easier for people to do it? Should that be free? Should that be
Well, no, it shouldn't be. I mean, if you are a frequent flyer, and there is something you could pay for that's going to get you through security a lot quicker because security is now more thorough, and you have to stand in line all that time. No, let them charge for a quicker pass. My only thing I don't understand is what happens that morning. You go for I'm not familiar with it. I don't fly very much. And when we went to Kentucky and when I went to the Bahamas this past February, I stood in a long ass line to go through, and then people were just like our friends that we were traveling just like zipped through. And I'm like, but you didn't have to take your shoes off. You didn't have to check your bags. Like, what's the difference?
Because that's the
Why were you able to do that though? Like a week ago. What's the difference now? Like, what if you hid something in you? Like, I wasn't understanding.
And that's my whole thing.
I don't get it.
There was a lot of controversial things and stuff. After it happened, like tolls going into the city, and you always got to pay. Some of that money was going towards rebuilding the new Freedom Tower. Should money for the roads be used towards rebuilding something like that, or should it be stick it to the roads, stick it for the people that are traveling in and out? The World Trade Center wasn't a building that was, I don't think it was owned by anything that had to do with the roads. It was privately owned, things. So should that money be put towards that? Isn't that what, I don't know. Is there insurance coverage on that, something like that? I don't know.
I have no clue.
Yeah, I guess we don't know enough on it.
I'm okay with New York picking from here and picking from there to help rebuild something, just to shove it up, the terrorist ass and show how New York can come through and Americans can come through and rebuild so fast.
Yeah.
I don't have much of an opinion on that, really. I don't know.
I forget if you've told me. Have you been to the site?
I haven't, but I did drive by it when my father was taking us to our cruise out of Brooklyn.
right.
We drove right by it, the fountains, everything.
Yeah, I went there once. Yeah.
And then I was. It never dawned on me to actually like go over there. And I'd like to. I'd like to do. I'd like to bring the kids over there.
But I think they closed the museum, didn't they, or no?
I think they closed that underground museum. I think there's still something else that has
Oh, okay.
that has some stuff going on there.
Yeah.
I would like to see all that.
Yeah. Yeah, I went there quite a few years back. And it's sad, you know. It's sad to see. You see all the names. You see the footprint, you know. I know of a couple people who passed, and I looked for their names and see and everything, and just it's it's sad to know that a lot of these people never got to see their loved one, even a body for that matter, again. You know,
a lot of these people said goodbye that morning, and that's it. Nothing left.
And the crazy stories are the ones with the people who said, I was supposed to go to work that day, and I didn't.
Yep.
You know?
People that were supposed to be on those planes that day, and they didn't wake up in time, or they missed their flight.
Yeah. It's just unbelievable. It gives you
who's that? The
goosebumps.
The guy from who made Family Guy?
Oh,
he was on one of those planes.
Seth
MacFarlane?
MacFarlane,
I
yeah.
think he's one of those. He was supposed to be on the plane to San Francisco, and something happened. He couldn't make it. And now look. You count your blessings on that? Or it's a sad thing to be, thank God I wasn't on that. Whew, thank God. And then it's sad because the other people were. But I do think that's something that it's okay to say, thank God I wasn't there. You know?
Yeah. Well, you know, it's something, like I said, we haven't forgotten, and nor will we ever forget, and that's the whole thing behind this is never forget.
But let me ask you another question, which might be a little controversial. Okay. At what point do we, I don't want to say forget, but at what point do we stop with like the name reading and the ceremonies every year?
I know where you're going with this, because eventually I think it stops when the next generation, maybe, you know, so there's still people's sons or husbands or things of that sort, and daughters and everything.
But you're not letting these people really, and I don't want to say let it go, because you never want to let it go.
Yeah.
But say so, like it's 23 years. I mean, you got to think some people are remarried now.
Yeah.
Have children with their new spouses.
Yeah.
And you keep bringing it back.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I don't know if I would want to live through that every year after year after year.
I know. But you
eventually I would want to and I hate saying the word forget, because that's what they say, right? Don't forget's the slogan.
Yeah.
But eventually I would kind of just want to put it behind me and move on with my life.
Yes. It's called, I guess, not necessarily having the closure you want, because you're getting a reminder of it every year and things of that sort. I can see where you're going with that. But to me personally, they can do it as long as they want. I don't need to watch it myself. I don't need to, sometimes I'll catch a little bit of it. I don't watch the whole ceremony, but I guess it's if that's what people want to do, and if people don't like it, then just don't tune in. Yeah, you know. So if that helps with their healing, it was a tragic time, and I mean, just think of how many people we lost that day. I mean, it was thousands of people. And just to lose that many people in one day, in 1 minute of time, when those buildings came down or whatever it was. So,
are you into any type of conspiracy regarding this?
There's questions. I have a lot of questions.
Questions?
Yes, I have questions about how a building can come down so uniformly like that, and not just one building, two buildings. I'm not an expert in it, so I could just say they're questions. That's all. Like, maybe someone can answer it for me one day. I don't know, but
yeah. I mean, I think even the terrorists were taking it back, because I think they just planned on hitting one and collapsing into the other, and it didn't work that way.
Yes. Yeah. It was just strange.
Straight down.
I mean, I don't know if the heat. I don't know, but the thing is like you have a plane that hits the top of a building, and then the whole thing implodes. I don't know.
After the steel melted. So
it was interesting, to say the least, how it happened, and how it, like I said, once again, happened to not one but two buildings that just came right down like that. It was I don't. Once again, I'm not a person that builds buildings. I don't know too much about that and how that works. So I don't know. I wouldn't say it's conspiracy. I mean, just maybe for
Was
me,
our government involved?
yeah, I don't know. Lack of knowledge on my part. I don't know. It's fishy. Yes, I could say that, and how that happens.
But
So
you still feel safe on a plane? That in January? Yeah, I think it was January 2022 is when I took my first flight after that. And I remember like looking around. You know, you see one person with a beard, and you're like, "I'm watching you." You know,
2022.
2002. Did I say 2022?
Yeah.
2002.
I was gonna say
2002. You know, and you're looking for everything. Then they like seal the cockpit. Remember, the cockpit was always like not open, but
yeah.
it wasn't sealed, like a metal sealed door. Now it's
Yeah.
like sealed. You can't get in there.
Yeah, I guess. You
I
know,
was so nervous.
it's the price to pay when you want to travel and you want to travel fast.
That's really what put my fear into traveling. I think
Yeah.
it all started there.
Yeah.
Playing, yeah.
Well, you've come a long way. You
Yeah, no,
did
it's not gonna stop
did
me
2 flights
anymore.
in a year. Yeah, so
Yep.
so yeah, you're doing all right.
I'm good now.
He's
I
back.
think I'm good now.
He's back. Yeah. But yeah, you know, let's remember. You know, we weren't going to talk all on this today, but we did want to definitely mention it in there.
And before we go, we're just going to read the names.
Yeah, that's a lot
No?
of names. That's a lot of names. But let's talk about lighter things right now and stuff. And you know, it's you know what? Actually, I see. You know who's starting as host. Well, we're pre-recording this a couple days, so today's Sunday technically. And this is going to be released on a Tuesday. So technically, he started already. Ryan Seacrest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wheel of Fortune.
Yep. Hosting Wheel of Fortune. That's a big, big thing, man. To see Pat Sajak, a legend in the game. You know, he's been doing it for so long. But he wasn't the original, I don't think.
No.
Or was he?
I don't know. I only remember him. I never.
Or maybe
remember
I'm
hearing
thinking about
anybody else.
Jeopardy. Maybe Alex Trebek wasn't the original Jeopardy host.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Yeah. But yeah, it's cool. I mean, a lot of people, there's mixed reviews on this. And I honestly think Ryan Seacrest is going to do a great job. My personal opinion. What do you think?
I think he'll be fine.
Yeah.
I hope his dynamic with Vanna White. I don't know how long she's going to stay on.
I don't think she's going to stay much longer.
I feel like she wasn't maybe happy with either the pick or the situation. Maybe he got like way more money than her, and she's been here since day one. I know she just flips the thing.
She's just hit and let her. There's a lot. She hosted a couple times when Pat Sajak had to leave first.
So did she get mad that they didn't offer it to her first? Or?
I don't know because to be quite honest with you, I watched the episodes with her hosting. I don't think she did a great job.
No, okay.
I think that to be on the other side of things, although I did think Pat Sajak's daughter, Maggie Sajak, did a great job doing the letters and stuff, you know, because that's kind of the role she took on while Pat was off the show I forget if he had a surgery or something where he missed quite a bit of time.
I don't watch it enough to know too
I watch
much.
it.
Yeah.
I do watch it. I watch my news at 6:30.
I do the news.
And
then
I'll watch Jeopardy, then Wheel of Fortune.
So do you like Ken Jennings as the new?
I do like
Jeopardy?
Ken Jennings.
I do too.
Yes.
I do too.
I don't like Miam whatever.
Blossom.
Yeah.
I agree.
I wasn't a big fan of her. I didn't think she did a bad job. I just don't think she had the personality for it.
Yeah, she didn't seem natural in that environment.
Yeah.
And Ken Jennings he's a little witty.
Yes. He you can tell he did his homework and he tried his ass off to not be Alex Trebek, but kind of go along the lines of the way he did things.
Sure, I agree.
Remember when they were doing like all these different, like Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah,
it was always my wife and I agreed that we thought the producer, they had the producer of Jeopardy do the hosting at one point.
No, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, we liked him a lot, but
Yeah.
then there was some kind of scandal or something happened with him or something along those lines where they said he's not a good choice because of the scandal stuff or whatever. I forget exactly what it was, but it was something that was enough where there was too much attention on it.
Okay.
But he did a really good job, we thought. We were like, I like the producer guy. I thought he was good.
How about going to? So if we're on the topic of game shows,
Yeah.
what do you think about Price is Right? Are you a Bob Barker guy, or you like Drew Carey?
Bob Barker is he's. There's not many that can replace Bob Barker, and it was interesting when Drew Carey came on because I was like, he's grown on me though. He has grown on me.
I agree.
I miss Fat Drew Carey.
Yeah, I like Drew. Yeah, I like Fat. He's funnier. Fat Drew Carey was much better than sick Drew Carey.
Yeah, I'm not. You know, it's just something about that character. And
isn't it weird though how? So Drew Carey had his own show, the Drew Carey Show. Then he was part of that comedy skit show.
Whose line is it
Whose
anyway?
Line is it anyway? And then you get something like Price is Right, and it's like that's it. That's all I'm gonna do from now on. There's no room in my life to do anything else.
Yeah.
Or this is just the greatest gig that I don't have to do.
He doesn't have to, and it is one of the greatest gigs. It's but yeah, that makes which by you saying that makes me wonder about what's his name hosting Wheel of Fortune? Ryan Seacrest,
right? Because he still has American Idol, and
yes, he has. He had
TV show.
So is he going to continue
show.
with Idol? Is he going to continue with all this other stuff?
That's a busy man right there.
Yeah. I mean, who would want to marry that guy? But which I don't think he's married because because
he's
he's
got a lot of money.
Yeah, but you'll never see him. You know,
That's the best marriage.
Yeah, I see your point. I see your point. Yeah.
Even he's not a game show host, but a guy like Jimmy Fallon. He made so many funny movies and Saturday Night Live. Now he's the host of the Jimmy Fallon show or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's there's no room to do anything else anymore, really, because that's your thing now. And it
I like
sucks.
Jimmy Fallon. I like Jimmy Fallon
too,
much
Jimmy
better
Fallon,
than
the
Jimmy
actor.
Kimmel.
Oh, I hate Jimmy Kimmel. I
He
used to be a
annoys me.
fan of Jimmy Kimmel back in the day when he looked at girls and drank beer. now he's just a
Well, it comes across very hypocritical.
He
A lot of the things he says and does and whatever. And we've had this discussion plenty of times before, where if you know someone's political affiliation, they're not doing their job right. I feel like and he's too much him making fun of the right wing and
And I think are him and Fallon having beef now because Trump was on Fallon's show?
Oh, he was. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Trump was on Fallon's show a week or two ago.
Yeah.
Fallon did a good job, with it. It was a funny.
Fallon's a likable guy on both sides. It doesn't matter.
I prefer Fallon the comedian, Fallon the actor.
Yeah, over Fallon the host.
Yeah, I do.
He was always interesting, on SNL. He was very. He was always the first guy to laugh on his own jokes.
But I love that. That's real. That's skit. That's
he
skit
always
work,
cracking up in a corner.
That makes it funnier.
Yeah, I guess.
Like the Beavis and Butthead sketch, the recent one. Where they're just cracking up.
Yeah,
doing it. That's funny. That makes it more funny to me.
Yeah, well, I guess that's what it shows people. Well, it's live. That's what happens sometimes. But yeah, back to game shows. Yeah, I wonder Seacrest. I think he's got a lot on his plate. Drew Carey, once he got Price is Right, he was done.
Who I don't like, who is another person taking over hosting duties? Well, he's been doing it for a while now. Wayne Brady.
Okay.
Another Whose Line Is It Anyway guy.
Yes.
I don't like him as a host.
I like him as a host.
Do you really?
I do.
Feel like he's got no personality, but he's a funny dude outside of it.
No, I like him. He's gotten a little interesting lately with this whole moving in with his wife and her husband.
Yeah,
well, they
weird.
share a kid together. I guess it was I think it was something that was spawned by COVID. He wanted to be near his kid, and
so he moved in with the ex-wife, the new husband, and the kid.
Yeah,
they all live together in one happy family.
Yes, and now he's
strange.
He's pansexual or something like that.
Is he really?
Yeah.
What the hell does that even mean?
I think it means you just
love
is love or something. I don't know. Like you kind of just you're attracted to people through emotions or something. I don't know something. Who knows?
So you're bisexual.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. Yeah.
That always freaks me out.
Yeah.
When the light goes on.
Where? Oh, I have everything on timers down here. We're filming a little earlier than we usually. I actually had to manually put these lights on. Usually they come on as a timer. But yeah, he's.
I'm not a fan of
I like him. I like him as the host. I do like him. Sometimes I'll if I'm home during that time, I'll do the back to back. Wayne Brady, Drew Carey, Price is Right, and who's not? No, I mean, Let's Make a Deal.
Yeah, that's Wayne Brady's Let's Make a Deal.
Yeah. And because it's back to back those shows.
Are they?
Yeah, in the morning.
I remember as a kid being sick and always watching
Price is Right.
Price is Right.
Come on, dude. Let's go. Rodney. Or Rod Roddy? Or whatever.
Oh yeah, Rod Roddy.
Yeah.
I did that last night with your guest the Lego thing.
Oh.
Our buddy Jay guessed, and then I went one above just to screw him, just in case. And it sucks because I crossed out which would have been the right answer.
Oh.
To mess with him, and I screwed myself. I could have had the greatest candle in the world.
Yes, you could have. You could have, but you didn't.
That's
yeah. But yeah, what other shows though? As far as game shows, do you like? Oh, speaking of Jimmy Kimmel, he's been doing the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Yeah, I don't watch that anymore.
Yeah,
you can't replace Regis on that.
Yeah, Regis
I used to
was
love
the
that
OG.
show.
But then they had like Meredith Vieira did that as well.
She's all right. I can't watch anything Jimmy Kimmel does.
Yeah,
and he's still a little on the funny side, but I can't.
If he has, like, I caught a couple episodes only because I may have liked the people that, because he has celebrities on there and stuff, but that I may like, or I'm just, or I catch it. I like things where I can kind of play along with it sometimes.
Yeah,
like, let's make a deal. You're not really playing along with it. You're kind of just like choosing a curtain and all that stuff. But yeah, I that'd be the only reason I'd watch it. Sometimes I like to see if I can, how far I personally will get. But then, like I said, Meredith Vieira was a host at one point, which now she's doing 25 Words or Less, which is...
I never heard of that.
Yeah, that's another one of those more... no, it's an afternoon show.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about Strahan doing the... is he doing the $25,000 pyramid?
Pyramid, yeah. I think he is. He's got a lot on his plate, too, that guy.
He does, right?
He's so good.
Yeah. There's something about him that I'm just not into. Like, I don't know.
Hey, kudos. Good for that guy, man. I mean...
How do these people keep up with their family life?
Yeah, and in his situation, it's funny that you bring that up too, because his daughter with the cancer and all that stuff.
Oh, I didn't know she had cancer.
Yeah, there was a lot with that. They were like, "Where's Michael Strahan?" Because he kind of disappeared. He was dealing with a lot of family things at one point too.
Yeah, I know he left the morning show. Where was he? He went when Ryan Seacrest left. He took over with her. What's that lady's name in the morning? It was Ryan Seacrest and the other lady.
Oh,
that skinny lady. It looks like she's got
Kelly Ripa.
Yeah. Was it Kelly and Michael or something?
Yeah. She can't hold on to someone.
And then he bounced.
Went
to Good Morning America.
Ryan Seacrest bounced. Because he was on there for a little while. Regis,
Regis just got old and
well, now he's gone. She couldn't hold. So I joked around. I was like, "Geez, she couldn't find anyone to stay with her, so she had to get her husband. Please. Don't divorce me. Just stay on the show."
Yeah, and then he'll be gone soon.
Meanwhile, I was like, "I had enough of you."
She just looks like a bitch.
I don't know. I don't really get that, but
you don't get that. I mean, she's
a little too uppity for my liking, but I don't get that personality. I don't. But who knows? I've heard stories about sometimes these, like I've met people who've worked on sets and done things, and are like, one time when I had my bar, there was a cooking show with Rachel Ray on TV, and I said something, I was bartending, I was like, I heard she's a bitch, and the guy goes, she is. I was like, oh, you're saying it like you know. He's like, I work on the set. He's like,
Rachel Ray?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she looks like a bitch.
Yeah, so.
I got to find this show. It's on, I know you don't have the HBO app.
No.
It's a British show. Let's do this while I'm here.
Yeah.
You read this because I can't see.
You're going to look that up? Yeah. All right, so we got a Bissell. We got this from Jay, who's been on the show. This one's coming in at 4%, so this is not a heavy duty one, but I mean just your typical pale ale, but and this one is called Jeez, John, what does that say? Swish? Well, Wish Light.
Swish
Light. Oh, they put it in some weird script cursive there, which I couldn't really read that, but thankfully John knew. Yeah, but at 4%, this is gonna be. It sounds like it's a little crusher, Cool looking can. Yeah, I mean, I've had plenty of Bissell before, and it's never failed me. I thought it was pretty.
Yeah, Bissell Brothers is always
pretty solid
Bissell
stuff.
Brothers, right? Bissell Brothers or just Bissell?
Bissell Brothers. Yep. They own this and the vacuums.
Very good.
Yeah.
Good brothers.
Yeah. Cheers. Getting that pineapple.
It's good.
I like it.
Very light.
I really like this one, actually. I'm going to have to say. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty honest with my beers lately and how I feel about certain ones. I think the nose, it's there. I'm getting what I'm drinking. It's got some hang time where it's lingering in my mouth. I took one sip and I'm still getting that nice flavor.
Yeah,
Good
I like
stuff.
it. It's good.
Yeah.
This is something you can have a couple cans of.
Yeah, and at 4%, why not?
Yeah, 100%. I'm looking for like a 4 or 5% now. I'm done.
Yeah.
Those days of 8 and 10%, I'm like, man, kind of over it.
Yeah, this is good. Thanks, Jay. This is solid.
Good job, Jason.
Because Jay was up there recently, right?
Yeah, Jay did Treehouse, Bissell, Maine. Somewhere else he said too.
Yeah.
That's a nice little getaway there.
Yeah, Jay he's still hanging tough with it, man.
Still loves his
Jay and I have
breweries,
been.
man.
I mean, John and I have been kind of pussies lately, and and
Yeah, they asked.
we don't do as much beer.
His wife asked how the Drownlands Festival was, and I was like, it was good. I said, not as many IPAs, a lot of this and that, and she was like, yeah, we want those IPAs. I was
Yeah.
like, I know.
Yeah. Oh, I thought there was a decent amount, but
No, there was IPAs there, but
yeah.
I think I personally stayed away from them.
Yeah, we didn't personally do as much, but
no.
this is solid.
Good
This is solid.
jab.
Yeah, good stuff.
So the show I was talking about is on HBO.
Okay.
And it's a British show.
Okay.
And it's called Naked Attraction. You ever hear of it?
No.
This show is
it a game show?
it's a game show.
Okay.
Is it a game show or a dating show?
Well, that's fine. We can include it.
So it's either a guy or a girl comes out, and there are 5 people that are covered with a screen.
Okay.
And then it goes up. The screen goes up a little at a time.
Yeah.
So it starts. They're naked,
All right.
completely naked.
Okay.
So it starts with their lower half.
All right.
So the person on the show, with the host, they have to go and inspect their private area. Their J, or if it's a woman, the ween, the schween.
Okay.
She's looking at the schween, or the guy's looking at the vajay.
All right.
And then
Do they actually show?
yeah.
Interesting.
And they're inspecting, looking. It's like, the lips hang too low for that one, or this guy is uncut and I'm not into that, or it might be too big for me. And they have to eliminate one person just by what they look from the waist
What the
down.
hell are you watching?
Dude, there's like 8 seasons. This show's really popular in London or something.
Yeah.
And then the next round it goes up,
Yeah.
and now you got the chest and
Yeah.
like the stomach area.
Yeah.
And they got to look at that, and then they got to get rid of one by what they don't like.
Okay.
And then it goes up to the face, and then you judge somebody by their look.
Yeah.
And then they bring the 2 leftover people down. The other person goes and gets naked as well. And then the
right.
3 of them are just sitting there naked, and they have to listen to the voice, and they got to figure out who they want to
right.
go on a date with at the end.
Okay.
And they pick one and get rid of the other one. And it's a hysterical show because it's all judgmental. It's all judgmental.
Yes, it sounds
you're
like
eliminating a person
So they
by
show.
the way
Do
of
they
their-
show the woman's face eventually or no?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that
okay.
the last thing is the screen goes up and you see the
Yeah.
people's faces, whether it's a
Yeah.
guy or a girl. And
Very. What's the name of that?
Naked Attraction.
Okay.
You're basically picking somebody off by the way they look. And I'm going to tell you, the Brits, they don't care what the other person looks like.
Yeah.
No, not by far. They are not the prettiest species.
Only you, John.
But dude, I've watched like 3 seasons of this show because I'm like baffled by it. It's not a show you want to look at to see naked girls.
Yeah.
Because they're not attractive at all.
Mhm.
It's hysterical how people judge and the things they say.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's not like the Love Connection.
It's not the Love Connection.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Any other shows, Chad? Any other ones that you like that
I used to like the dating game, where the one person sits with the screen and then the 3 people,
Yeah.
They ask the questions and they have to answer.
Yeah.
I thought that was a cool way to single people to
A
meet.
lot of these shows, though, dating shows, are very rigged. They're very
Oh, I'm
set
sure.
up,
I'm sure. But they're entertaining.
Yeah, like I've heard that about.
Bachelor number 1. Where would you take me on the
Yeah.
first date? A movie and dinner.
Yeah, I've heard of. I've known people who've been on like dating shows. I had a girl that worked for me at my one restaurant. She was on
yeah?
a Limit or something like that.
Oh, really?
And she said, like, at one point they try to get the girls arguing and this and that. So, did you hear? She mentioned this about you or this. And the people in the background, producers, whoever. It's kind of set up a lot of that stuff. A lot of those shows, which takes away from it. But what about? I was
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say Family Feud. Like,
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about Family Feud.
you know, are you a Family Feud? Are you a Steve Harvey fan?
I am.
Yeah.
He cracks me up. He seems like a good dude.
We watch it, but we can't watch it with my son.
Yeah, it gets a little naughty.
Yeah, there's some things that are,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. People say some crazy shit.
You can get a little raunchy at times, and what they say, and like, where did you have sex with your partner, and the funniest place or weirdest place, or you know, if you were to cheat on your husband, you know, or this, like some of the stuff, it's kind of like Steve Harvey's hilarious. So.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah, I love when someone gives a stupid answer, and he's like.
I think I saw a video, and he's like, name a person's name that begins with an H. Julio. And he's like,
yeah, there's some good ones. There's definitely some good
great.
ones. Well, why do they always have the shows? Well, though, you know, not to bring race into it. Why is it always a black family and a white family? You know,
one versus the other.
Yeah, it seems like majority of the episodes that's the case.
It's never a mixed family.
Yeah,
every other person in the
black
family.
versus white. Yeah, it's always.
You know what show I really like that I actually got to play on a cruise ship is Deal or No Deal.
Deal or No Deal.
I love Deal or No Deal.
Yeah.
I think Howie Mandel is the friggin'
I've
man.
caught very limited amount of that though.
You know the premise of it though. Oh, it's great.
Yeah,
It's great. And I've played it on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
And nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I don't know enough about it. Let's just say that. Yeah, I don't know enough about it. Yeah, I mean,
How about the new show with Blake Lively?
I didn't watch it.
Okay.
Did you watch it?
You know what I'm talking about?
No, because I never watched any new show with Blake Lively.
It's the old Whammy.
Oh.
Is
That's
that
not
Blake
Blake
Lively?
Lively. That's Elizabeth Banks.
Same shit.
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
I think it's
because they
funny.
could win a ton of money on that
Yes,
thing. You know, it's always like.
And I love it when they go for it and they get so much, and then the whammy comes. It's like wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, the only thing I like is Elizabeth Banks. I don't know her voice or accent. It starts to get like.
I never noticed. She looks like she hates being there.
Yeah. She's almost like a little gangsta when she talks sometimes or something. I'm like, where was she raised in the hood or something?
From Compton, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. That bothers me because I've caught some episodes of that. But let me ask you something else. Something totally like is it a game show? Is it not a game show? Someone technically is winning in the end if they get it. But Shark Tank, is that considered? I don't know. Where do you put that?
No, I don't think Shark Tank would be considered a game show.
Yeah, not necessarily a game show, right?
No.
Yeah, because that would be up there on my list. I'm a big Shark Tank guy.
Are you?
I love
never
Shark
really
Tank.
got into that
Yeah.
too much. Well, because I mean, speaking of that, then like, would Big Brother and Survivor be a game show?
Yes, because someone has to win. Technically,
Somebody has to win money.
Yeah.
At the end.
So now we're stretching it into maybe more like reality TV / game show.
Right.
Yeah. Like Squid Games was not real, but was that
Well, there was though.
There was
that real version of Squid Games.
Yes, they did do that. That was entertaining.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was entertaining.
Part 2 coming out soon. Season 2. Squid Games coming out very soon.
Yeah, I'd watch it. I'd watch it again. Yeah. There was one guy that really annoyed me. Actually, there was a couple guys.
Season 2 of the original show, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
of the fictional one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where they weren't using paint guns; they were actually shooting people and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, those Koreans got some good stuff, man. I remember I told you about that one. I told you with the one where they're in that hotel one or whatever it was that you watched it.
Yes,
Yeah,
that was cool.
That wasn't bad.
And I told you, I don't think you watched it. The Perfect 10. That show's awesome, man.
Yeah, Perfect 10. I gotta check it out.
It's like is it Perfect 10 or Perfect 100? It might be the Perfect 100.
What channel?
It's Netflix.
Oh,
it's
okay.
a Korean show. It's 100 of like the most fit
Oh, you did.
people.
Yes. Yes, you did tell
and
me
they
about
battle
it.
each other out to see who the best
Yeah.
specimen is.
Yeah.
And these big diesel dudes,
Yeah.
they always are out early.
So I think we're gonna. I think ultimately we should categorize those kind of shows as a different kind of because that's not a game. That's not really a game show.
It's
Yeah.
not- I mean, you win something at the end, but it's I guess it's a like you said, reality.
Yeah.
TV game,
More. Yeah. Something.
where it's not like a Price is Right or.
more like
Let me ask you-
shock entertainment at that too as well.
Let me ask you a question about like say like Price is Right and stuff, or
Yeah.
Family Feud. They really get that stuff at the end. Like, see you in the car on Price is Right. Are you really getting that car? Or are you getting the monetary value of that
I've
car?
heard that that it sometimes you're just getting the cash value of something.
Because sometimes it's like I don't want the
A
Toyota
boat?
Corolla. Please.
Yeah, I don't like someone like traveled from like Kansas or something. They're like, you want a boat?
Yeah.
I don't got no water.
Do it a boat. Yeah. Like, do they give you the option of taking the monetary value?
I think so. But then my sister-in-law was on Price is Right, and she did get a fridge. She won. It was the original.
First I'm hearing of this.
Yeah, she actually made it to the end.
Your sister-in-law. All right.
Yeah, Beats. Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah, she was. And yeah, we try to avoid saying too many names on the show, but she was on the show and she won the refrigerator. But
She won the refrigerator.
yeah, she won the refrigerator. She said I think she said her mom still has a fridge or something.
That's awesome.
And so yes, I guess they do win the prizes sometimes. I guess, but that was the first. The 4 people were bidding or whatever. So who maybe it's just that they get because it's something not as big and extravagant,
right.
like a car or this or that. I always frown when I see the boat. 'Cause I'm not a boat guy. I just know they say that there's 2 days. The happiest days is when you buy your boat and when you sell your boat. So that's what I've always heard.
I love on that show, like, look at people's faces. You just want a washer and dryer, and they're like,
yeah. Yeah, well, that's another thing I've heard about these shows too. Though they will only pick people that are super happy, excited. They have to be like that personality.
I did in Atlantic City. I did the Price is Right live game show there.
All right,
and you have to fill out something when you come, and they're staring. And then they ask you like questions, and you really do. You have to be like, I hope I get picked. Hoo-hoo. You know what I mean? You got to be a nutcase.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And they're like, John, come on down. Like you gotta be crazy.
Yeah, you do.
Whereas like they call me, I'd be like,
yeah. Yeah, it's 100% right though. What about other shows like Beat Shazam? You ever watch that or no?
No, Shazam.
Beat Shazam. That's what Jamie Foxx.
Beat Shazam.
Well, Shazam, the app that you could, if you want to figure out what song is on.
Oh my God, that's like from like 20 years ago.
Well, there's like different versions, like Soundhound. There's different ones. So Shazam is. You have to guess the song before Shazam figures it out,
Oh, that's got to be rough.
Almost like a Name That Tune. Yeah.
And who's Jamie Foxx? Huh?
Jamie Foxx and his daughter she's like, I don't know what she is, the DJ.
Foxy Fox?
Yeah, Foxy Fox. But yeah, that show was not bad. The only thing it gets a little corny because then the contestants are dancing and because when they figure out which song it is, everyone's dancing. And
what about the one with Anthony Edwards with the celebrities? It's like a celebrity's family member comes out and they have to sing a song.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty cool.
I didn't watch that one, but then they have The Masked Singer too is another one which is kind of similar.
I watched that the first year and I thought it was cool, and then after that I was just kind of like.
But once again, are those technically game shows? When we think game shows, I guess a real game show is like Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune.
How about the one with Rob Lowe? Did you see that? With all those
oh
people on
yeah,
those squares?
I did see that.
I
That was interesting.
liked that.
That was interesting. I forgot the name of it, but that was interesting.
I liked that a lot.
And what was the one where they have to beat Can you beat a 5th grader or something like that, or whatever grader?
Wasn't that the Hick guy, right? He wants to beat a 5th grader. What's the Hick guy with the mustache? Jeff Foxworthy.
Oh, Jeff Foxworthy. Yeah. Are you smarter or something?
Smarter than a 5th grader?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, they have some interesting ones out there.
Would you ever want to be on a game show?
Oh man, I don't know.
Would the stress be too much for you?
I think it would. It's not a toilet nearby.
Ken, you got 25 seconds. Well, wait a minute. Hold on, my stomach's bubbling.
Yeah, exactly. I guess it'd be cool. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't say no to it.
How do you get on these things though? It's like you don't see it like.
I think you just gotta like sign up for it. I'm sure there's something that you can. Yeah, or some of them you have to wait online for.
I just saw an ad for a new game show coming out. It came on Facebook, and it's like, you and 2 of your friends have to beat the clock and become a team and do this, do that. Sign up now.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like, but no, not for me.
Yeah. I watched on, I don't know, I think maybe it's Netflix or maybe it's Disney. I was one of those channels, The Floor is Lava. And it's like, it's fake.
It's like that stupid thing that kids play when...
Well, we used
can't
to
touch the floor.
Yeah, we used to play that when we were younger.
We did?
I did, and but now it's like it's a play on the when you were a kid. So that's probably why it's entertaining to watch with my son, just like Double Dare or any of these other
Double
ones.
Dare was awesome.
Yeah. So we'll watch it, and it's just like fake bubbling lava and everything, and they have to. It's adults. It's not kids doing it, but they have to like jump over. They have to land on a bed. They have to land on all this stuff, climb this rope, and pull this lever, and do this stuff. It's not bad. I think it's entertaining.
Didn't Double Dare come back for a little bit?
It did. Yeah, I watched a newer version. It was a different host, but Mark Summers was still on it though. But he was doing a different role. He was more like an announcer guy on the side or something like that. I don't know if it's still going on, but I used to love watching that game.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that was always a fun one. But yeah,
well, I'm not sure. You know what? There's so many now.
Yeah,
they're always coming up with something new and crazy.
Yeah.
And
tell us what your favorite game show is. Yeah, tell us which one we missed.
Yeah, leave a comment down below.
So if you had to pick one, which one would you say is your go-to? What do you watch the most?
Deal or No Deal?
Mine would be Jeopardy, I think.
Okay.
I do like watching Jeopardy. I like the questions. I like when I get a final Jeopardy question because I'm like...
I don't think that's ever happened in my lifetime.
Yeah.
I am 100% not smart enough to remember white men can't jump? Words that start with the letter Q.
I would say I get about a tenth of the questions. Yeah. So, so I'm not that great, but it's fun because I compete with my wife.
Unless the topic is like pizza toppings, then no, I'm probably not getting it correct.
Yeah, some of the topics I know, if it's anything movies, anything music, I'm actually usually it's a shoo-in for me. I'll get it. But some other topics, I'm like, sometimes I surprise myself too. Yeah. And sometimes I'll just take a wild guess and I surprise myself even further. Yeah. But yeah, that's probably my go-to. So tell us what your go-to is, people. Shout-outs.
Hancock. Why you laugh?
I laugh because we always point to the opposite one. You went this way, I went this way.
We always do the bourbon first, right?
Yeah, so Hancock's Reserve coming out of Buffalo Trace. I was pleasantly surprised. Been quite some time. Like I said, I only had a sample of this in the past. But it was a nice store pick, liquor barn, good stuff, solid. I will be sipping on this one quite often, probably. Bissell Brothers, Jay, thank you for getting this from us from up north. This was a great show for beer and bourbon. Like I have nothing wrong to say about either one of these.
Yep, we
Very
did good. We did good.
Yeah.
Salute to all our Americans and
we're thinking of
victims.
Those. Yeah.
Listen, people, remember on September 12th. Right after September 11th, how we came together as one.
Yeah,
we were so far removed from that day right now.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get back together.
Yeah, it was waving a flag around. It was
figure it out. Help your neighbor. Love your neighbor.
Yeah,
because we're all in this together.
We'll get there at some point. It's just a matter of when. Hopefully soon.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers, John. Cheers to you.